Welcome to No Filter presented by Virtual Media Marketing. My name is Sajid. Once again, we are part 2 for Ucmas. So we have special guests today. We have two extra special guests. So we have Yasotha who's a provincial head office at Ucmas for Quebec. And we have Akash Sasi also, who took part of Ucmas for a long time and now he's a graduate. So he's there to explain about his experience with Ucmas. So to start off, tell me about yourself.
Hi, thank you very much. And my name is Yasotha. I started the Ucmas program. Actually, I know the Ucmas program when he is 5 years old. And I heard from my friend circle, and Ucmas is good for the brain, and then it will develop the mental math skills. And then after that, I registered him at the Ucmas Center. And after that, through the development he got in education and the increase of the capacity of the mental math and then memory power. So I was very much interested, and then I was become a teacher.
Okay.
Ucmas teacher in Ontario.
Oh, okay.
And 10 years before we moved to Quebec.
Okay.
And that time there is no centers in Ucmas, and then the head office approached us to open a center in Ucmas. So that's how we opened the locations in Montreal and after DDO.
Okay, perfect. That's amazing. So right now you are working at the head office, if I'm mistaken. You have other franchises, you own franchises right now?
Yeah, like Ucmas is an international school. Actually, Ucmas stands for Universal Concept Mental Arithmetic System. It started in Malaysia.
Okay.
And you can see the Ucmas program all over the world. More than 80 countries have a Ucmas program. In Canada, there is more than 98 locations.
Okay.
All over the Canada, but in Quebec, there is now 15 locations.
Oh wow. That's
yes,
amazing.
it's more than 12-13 years journey in the Quebec province.
Okay.
And now you can see 15 locations all over the Montreal areas and Laval, Vaudreuil.
That's crazy.
Yes.
So why would you recommend Ucmas for people, for youngsters?
Ucmas is not only the mathematic, because it's a math-based Abacus program, but not only the mathematics, once the children learn the Ucmas program, it's a lifelong skill.
Yeah.
They will be very good in focus, memory power, concentration, accuracy, become a multitask students in not only the mathematics, in all the subject. And English, science, history, geography, not only the elementary school, high school, college, universities, the whole life skill, they will use this benefit. Okay. So it's a lifelong skill development program.
Okay, perfect. And is there an age that you recommend for people to start off Ucmas?
Exactly.
Because I could start off right now if I want to, or how does that work?
Actually, the Ucmas is a brain development program,
okay.
So we can able to develop the brain when the children are younger age. Child brain only we can able to develop the brain through the Ucmas program. So the child brain is between the age of 4 to 13 years.
Okay.
After around 13, 14, after 14 years, our brain become an adult brain.
Okay.
So once it's adult brain, is hard to develop. It's easy. We can develop, but not like a child brain. Yes. So between the 4 to 13 years.
Okay, 4 to 13 years, perfect. And we have beside Akash Sasi, who actually graduated, if I'm not mistaken. You took part of the whole journey. You started at Ucmas. Tell me how you feel about it.
So yeah, I started Ucmas when I was 5 years old, and I graduated from the program when I was about 9-10 years old. So I'm actually 20 years old now, so it's been 10 years since I graduated. So you might ask, so how did it help you in school? So again, I finished when I was 10 years old, so this is before I even went to high school. So you probably know when we go to high school, you have to take exams to go into that. So what's really useful in Ucmas, it improves speed, concentration, and memory. You know, in the high school exams, they're all timed, right?
Yeah.
So as most kids would struggle through the high school exams, I finished it in a flash. I was just waiting there, rechecking my answers. I finished a lot faster than most of the students there. So in terms of that, it really helped. And then once you entered high school and CEGEP and university, you probably also know there's a lot of memorization required. Ucmas really helps me in that. So I don't have to spend hours studying the same subject over and over again. I might look at the lecture once, maybe review it another time, and by then it's in my head, I'm ready for the test. So most people think Ucmas, why would I need it? Let's say 5 plus 10 plus 20, I could just pull out a calculator and just do that calculation. Ucmas is not that, it's for brain development. So like I was saying, it improves memory, concentration, focus, speed. It really diversifies your skills and makes you better at school curriculum overall.
That's true, because most of the people think that UC Maths is only for math itself, right? We don't think about it in general, but you're saying that UC Maths actually helped you in different sphere of your life, right? It's not only for math itself in school, but other subjects also in general.
Yeah, that being said, I'm excellent at math, but it also does help in a lot of other subjects, especially subjects that require a lot of memorization, like science, history, geography, like any subject that require memorization, it really does help.
The math you learn in school and the math you learn at UC Maths, is it different? How do you find it?
Yeah, so sometimes I might be thinking, why am I even doing this? 4 plus 8, I know how to do 385 plus 782. That being said, I do have to follow the steps that I use at school. So even if it's 4 plus 8, I would write down 4 plus 8, put the 2 on the bottom, bring up the 1 and write it down. I follow the school method when I have to do it at school. That being said, I can check automatically in my head. As soon as I'm done writing down the answer, I already rechecked in my head doing it mentally if that answer is actually correct. So, and you probably also know in elementary schools where they really ask you to write down all the steps. Once you move on to high school, they expect you to do it in your head most of the time. So they're not going to ask you to write out the steps for 12 plus 64. They just expect the answer. So in that aspect, it does really speed up the process. I do, like I was saying, my tests a lot faster compared to a lot of students. And yeah.
I'm probably the one sitting at the end. To the limit. Perfect. And also, how did you find UC Maths itself? Your experience. I mean, you started very young. Did you end up giving up at a certain point? You're like, oh, I'm fed up with math or something like that. Did your mom force you to go? Or your parents force you to go? You know, that's not something we live, unfortunately, because parents force some kids, and the kids are zero interested. Or with the opposite, the kids are super interested and the parents are not supportive. How did you find that?
So I was more like the first option at the beginning.
Okay.
Well, as most kids, I did not want to do math at all.
Yeah.
I thought, no, why is she sending me to this class? That being said, after starting the Ucmas program, they have something really interesting called a point system.
Oh.
So when you enter the center, you'll see a big cabinet full of toys.
Okay.
As a 5-year-old, I'm going to ask, how do you get these toys? So once you start Ucmas, you get points for every single activity you do. So let's say you do your book page all correctly, you'll get points. Let's say you do something called orals, which you're going to see soon. If you do that correctly, you also get points. So that really motivates children to do better and try to achieve those bigger toys. And I really worked really hard, especially in the competitions, and I gained a lot of points and I got some of the bigger toys in that cabinet. So I was proud of myself and it increased my self-confidence as well.
Okay, perfect. And you took part of competitions also, right?
Mhm.
Regional competition, is it provincial? How was it? How do you find that experience?
Yeah, so these competitions are not simple at all. We have 200 questions to complete in 8 minutes. And that's not a 20-year-old doing it, these are 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds doing it.
Okay.
And you might think, okay, maybe the questions are 2 plus 8, 7 plus 8. Not at all. In the higher level competitions, we have questions like 379 times 52, 682 times 74. And then addition questions, 384 plus 685 plus 332. 10 numbers like that. It's still in 8 minutes and you have to do it all in your head. So imagine how much concentration that child or I would need.
Yeah, I mean, I would be stressed out on that day, but I don't know for you how was the experience itself. Did you find it easy? How was it? I mean, each year you were in the competitions, or how was it?
So obviously it's not going to be easy. It takes a lot of practice. It's like going to the Olympics, right? You have to train again and again every single day until the day of the event, and then you perform the best that you could. So of course, I do a lot of practice. I practice 3-4 papers every single day. It requires a lot of commitment. That being said, once you do train, your level of focus is so much greater than a normal child. You can concentrate a lot better. Imagine staring at 200 questions for 8 minutes and not losing focus. It's pretty hard. Even watching a lecture for, let's say, 20 minutes, it's pretty hard to focus, right?
Yeah.
So your concentration really does develop. And of course, the day of the competition, everyone's going to be nervous a little bit. But once you start, you go into the zone, you do as many questions as you can, and then you come out of it just proud of yourself that you completed something that so many students cannot do. I mean, think of it. How many kids do you know that could do 200 questions in 8 minutes?
Personally, I can, but I don't know for others. But I'll be crying. But tell me about it. Actually, do you find UC Maths was demanding? Do you find it was taking too much time? Do you have a lot of homeworks? How did you find the program itself?
So honestly, it's not that bad. So we obviously do have homework because you do need to practice. If we're training to something at this level and doing brain development, increasing your memory, concentration, it requires some amount of dedication at home. It's about a page a day of homework, so it really takes 5-10 minutes max per day. It's really about commitment. That's another thing about Ucmas. It really pushes a child's commitment. So it makes that child learn time management skills, trying to do a page every single day. And in terms of that, it wasn't too demanding. And the good thing about it is, again, your speed increases. So you finish your Ucmas work pretty quickly, but you also finish schoolwork really quickly as well. So when you're doing something, you try to do it quickly, of course, correctly as well. And it wasn't too demanding for me.
Thank you very much, everyone, and Sajid, and we had a nice time with you. And all the parents and children, if anybody want to enroll in the Ucmas program, and you can contact us via in Dolades or Modidio, and the website ucmas.ca, ucmas.ca. You can see all the locations and the address and the phone numbers on the website. And also, if you want to contact me, like my name is Yasotha Sasidaran, and the phone number is 514-690-1615. Thank you very much.